I'll tell you when it's live because you could see when it's live, right?
3.
Yes, we're live right now, darling.
Are we?
Yes.
Yes.
'Cause I couldn't see. Okay, good evening, everybody. We are having technical difficulties tonight, so don't even have a countdown. But anyway, welcome to the Live Happens podcast. I am your co-host Grace with my two amazing co-hosts Felicia Love Washington and Kimberly Haggerty Drake. I'm saying your whole government name, child.
Call me
Your
out.
entire yes, y'all. I hate having technical difficulties. It makes me feel some type of way. So if we end up going off air, guys, we will see you next week. But hopefully, we stay tight. So
Yes.
tonight, guys, our subject is about emotional intelligence in relationships. But before I get into that, y'all, I gotta tell y'all what's been going on. But before I tell you about my nonsense, what's up with you guys?
This weekend, last weekend was football. I enjoyed football, even though we didn't win the game. I did brunch, and me and my husband did a date night. We actually went
Oh,
to go
nice.
see
Nice.
Black Adam, the movie.
Oh, how was it? Was it
Well,
good?
between the time I was asleep and my husband was asleep, it was pretty good. We getting too old for that. We both. I never fall asleep on a movie, but we both fell asleep on that movie. So I don't know if it's a movie or it was us, but yeah, it was okay. Seven
So it
out of
was
10.
whack.
7 out of 10.
Nah, because we
I
fell
would rent
asleep.
it.
So
It was a
basically
2 hour
saying don't.
movie. I don't know why, and I never fall asleep in movies. That was the first time. So I don't know. It was crazy. Yeah,
Hmm.
but that's it
All
on
right,
my
you
end.
can. Oh,
I am praying, and you guys can pray with me because I'm praying about camp that's coming up year 2023 for my youth. Also, I'm also praying for the new the new season that's coming up for my youth. You know, what are we going to be discussing? What are we going to be talking about? So I'm just in a lot of prayer this week about that and trying to hear from the Lord to see what, he's kind of putting the emphasis on. Actually, he's told me a couple of things. So I've been writing a couple of things down, but, I just wanted,
good.
clarity this week. Me and my husband also went to go see Black Adam, which is great. Me and William went on date night and ate popcorn. It was great. We liked it. We liked the movie. It was good. I didn't think I would like it because I'm not really a DC person. I'm more of a Marvel person.
Yeah.
So, but it held my attention. So it was okay. It was okay. I give it a
Okay.
7 out of 10,
Hi,
like you.
Tay.
I give it a 7, and I watched the whole movie. So I'll
Yeah.
give it a 7 out of 10.
I probably
And
went to sleep 10 minutes.
I
I
know,
wasn't asleep the whole movie.
and I can't wait until Wakanda Forever, I think, is coming out.
Yeah.
Right. So I really want to go see that and
Yeah.
see how they're going to honor Chadwick Boseman. And so I'm really excited about seeing that. And what else? What else is going on this week?
That's about it.
The girls are the girls. So, my girls are doing their thing. But I got to go to PJ's game. They lost, but it was great being there because I got to see Caitlin and see Felicia and Patrick. It was really good to be at another football game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but PJ got district offensive and defensive player. So I'm proud of him. Yay! And Caitlin, my
Um,
oldest, got teacher of the month for October, and I'm proud of her. Yay!
okay.
Okay. Shameless plug on my
Congratulations.
kids, but
Hey, kids
I
are
like
always
it.
fun to brag about them. So my son is their team. They won all the games, so they're going to go to playoffs.
hmm
So he gets to play varsity, and he's really excited about that. So I'm excited about that because he's excited. So now
yeah.
football moved from Thursday nights to Friday nights. So okay,
hmm
so I'm turning into that football mom. Okay, I never thought that would ever happen
Yeah.
because I really didn't.
Football,
Uh,
football.
I didn't really know about football until well, and that sounds so terrible because my ex played college ball, right? He played for the University of Kansas. So
Wow.
you would think I would know, right? And actually, him and my son play the same position, so it's kind of cool. What's so interesting to me is like when I watch my son on the football field, he stands just like his dad. I mean, it's like mannerisms. But I want to share something, and I shared with you guys before. So Monday, Aaliyah came to me and she told me that somebody called a black ass monkey at school, right? So she goes to a school district where it's predominantly Caucasian people, right? And I have like nieces and a nephew that graduated from the school district. I won't say what the district is, or should I? I don't know. But anyway, let me see how they handled the situation before, But anyway, so I sent a letter to the counselor, the superintendent, the principal, and all that stuff. And I had a meeting today, and they had not conducted or completed the interview with all the kids involved. Now, if you know Aaliyah's pretty articulate and she's emotionally intelligent and all these things. And I believe my child, right? So middle school, they're not allowed to have their cell phones out. So I told her, moving forward, you may have your phone out, and if you want to record folks, go ahead, because I feel like I need to have access to her immediately. Not saying those types of stuff. It makes me wonder, like, what are you taught at home, and how far can you go because you're too comfortable saying these things. Now it gets even better because she's been telling me that when they change walk into their classes, people are making monkey sounds, and this has been going on, and then like saying the N word. So, like I told the principal, I am having difficulty believing that nobody, when they're monitoring these kids, has heard anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I really feel some type of way. Like, actually, I'm pissed off, you know. And my question to you, ladies, is if this was your kid, how would you handle this?
I think you're handling it fairly
What would
well
you do?
by writing the letter, talking to the appropriate people, but also really making sure your daughter is good. That's like to me the most important. Yeah, you want to get these kids punished, but you really want to make sure your child. I would make sure my child was in a good space, because that is traumatic in itself. And I don't know. That's a hard one. That's really is a hard one. It's really hard, you
I
know.
think I think Felicia's right. I would make
Yeah.
sure that she's fine, but also I would let her see the process of how I'm handling it. So
Hmm.
let her see the process of it. Like
Mm,
don't hold back any of the process about how you are conducting yourself and how you're going to get results for what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like let there be an end result because I
yeah.
think that that's important for kids that she needs to see what the end result is. Is it either the kid apologizing or a
Right.
teacher apologizing for not, being alert in class or whatever the case may be. But I think she needs to be part of the process to a certain extent to where she sees, okay, my mom is fighting for this. I think it just teaches her life lessons that I can fight for stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
totally agree.
Of course, and teach her some good comeback
CJ.
stuff. I teach her some good
And
comebacks, so when
no, I
someone
mean,
calls her, she got a good comeback.
let me
You
tell
know
you
what
what
I'm
your
saying?
girl did.
She got to have a good comeback. She got to
No,
be
you
able
know
to
what she
clap
did?
back. She got to be able to
She
clap back,
started
Robin.
singing. Yeah,
Hmm?
she started singing "Wade in the Water."
Oh Lord.
She like started singing these songs, and I'm like, girl. Anyway, hey Ben,
Tell her, Aunt Deborah
which I thought
said,
was pretty damn
Aunt
clever.
Kim said you need to learn how to clap back. Mm.
Yeah.
But no, I did make sure if she's okay, like emotionally how she's feeling, and I
Hmm.
uncovered a lot of things having that conversation. I did not know that she felt like she didn't look like the rest of us in the house, right? I mean, I knew she knew that she looked like her dad, right? But I didn't think it affected her as bad or as deep, right? Because she was like, well, when you come to my school, they say, well, is that really your mom? I'm like, why? Well, because we look different. Okay. So I had to have that conversation, like, just telling her there's nothing wrong with the way you look, because there's nothing wrong really with the way she looks. She just looks like her dad. Her dad is not an ugly man. She doesn't. And the thing is, a family member said, "Oh, the two others, they look like siblings, and then she looks different," which they didn't mean it in a malicious way, but because she already had these feelings, of course, it didn't help, right? People making comments. So I'm scheduling her for another therapy session because no matter what I say, sometimes
So
you
she's
just need
dealing with
another voice,
colorism as well.
to. But this race thing is really got me crazy.
So she's dealing with colorism as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, I didn't know, truly.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. That's a lot.
So
That's a lot. Especially with the colorism thing. I
yeah, I mean,
really
it's
can
like,
relate. Did you say
yeah.
something, Grace?
I mean, what do you? Okay, you know what? Hold on a second.
I got you. I can hear you
Hold
now.
on. I don't know. Maybe hold on. I need to send this because I don't. My computer's not acting right at all, and I don't want us to get into the show and no one can understand us. Can you guys hear me now?
Mhm.
I can hear you.
No.
The great thing about African Americans, I'm just going to talk so you can tell me if you can hear us. The great thing about African Americans that we come in all different shades. I
Hmm.
love it. I love it. We come in all different shades and we're all beautiful. And I always told my girls, because my girls are like, they're like William, they have that lighter skin tone. And so
Hmm.
I'm really dark. Um, and I always tell them, oh, I put my hand up next to theirs and I go, oh man, I wish I had a child my color, or something like that. And we'll joke about it. But I always taught my girls that, yeah, that's the great thing about being African Americans. We all come in all these different colors and all these different shades, and it's all beautiful.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
And maybe get her,
No, it
get
is.
her a
Um,
poster, get her a poster with all the different shades of African Americans and put it in her room. And all of us are beautiful. I'm sure they have some of those on Amazon you can get.
yes, but what my family looks like. We all look different. Okay, some of us are pitch black, some of us are yellow. I mean, the South African people are a melting pot of it is. So I'm trying to understand root of it. You know what I mean? What is the root? There's a root, and I figure out what the
I
root
don't
is.
know. I
Because
think you
one
need
thing
to
I know,
just,
ain't nobody gonna call black ass monkey. That's not gonna happen. Like I told her, I will
no.
fight for you.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't give a damn. I'm going to fight for
exactly.
you. You need to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You
And that's not
right?
part of your identity. So, you know,
No, because
he
at the
whoever said that is an idiot. So,
yeah, I'm like I can hear her talking to some of her friends, right? And the level of conversation, like I can hear her dumbing herself down, and I'm like, you don't need should be doing, should not be doing that, you know.
Right.
But anyway, okay, you guys continue talking. I need to log out and log back in. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
well, looks like CJ said, Kim, you are a dark skinned queen.
Hey.
Hey, I'll take it, CJ. Thank you very much. Hmm.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is colorism does stem from it's I think it's an American thing.
I think so too.
Where color is an issue or a problem, and then we can even take it all the way back to the field slaves and the house slaves and the light skin and the dark skin. But at 2022 to 2022,
Come on.
it's not new, but it's getting addressed and people don't like it.
Yeah.
It is definitely getting addressed. I know when I was younger, um the great thing about me is both my parents were dark skinned.
Hmm.
And I remember going home one day telling my mom, they said I was, a black this or black this. She says, you are, and you're beautiful. So what's the problem? So
Wow.
I never was around people that made me feel a certain kind of way about my complexion. And I think that's something that she should help her daughter with as well, letting her know she's beautiful. I tell my kids they're beautiful all the time because I
Me
got little
too.
chocolate drops like me,
Yeah.
all three of them are just like me. My husband looks like me. So we are like black family, literally. Like you see us
Yeah.
coming, we black, there's no,
Right, exactly. Right.
we black.
Ain't
So
nobody guessing. Ain't nobody guessing nothing.
no,
Yeah.
no. No
Exactly.
differences. But like you said, I teach my kids beauty comes in all colors, races, and
I
shades.
know.
If
Yeah.
beauty really begins within and not on the outside.
I
Because what
know.
somebody has on the inside actually determines what beauty is.
Yeah.
You can look a certain way or an aesthetic that society will want you to look like, or society thinks is beautiful and not be beautiful. So
I
I
mean,
just
come
think that,
on, beauty fades. It really does fade. I mean,
yeah.
come on. I was watching some program and there was this older lady on there, and she had to be like in her 60s, and she was
Hmm.
all wrinkly and old and frail. And I was like, man, she's 60. Like, I'm 55. And I'm like, hey, she's 60. Look at her. And but they showed a picture of her when she was younger. I mean, beautiful. I mean, she
Hmm.
could have been on a magazine. Beauty
Right.
fades. Come on, it
Yeah,
fades.
it
It
really does.
fades. You have to have something inside of you to say, and look at yourself in a mirror and say, and maybe you just need to say it over and over again. If you don't feel it inside, just look in
Hmm.
the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I
Right.
am. I
Right.
am. I hated when I went through chemo. I lost
Mhm.
all my hair and I hated looking in the mirror. I'm like, I hated it. I hated it. And I had to tell myself, I had to look in the mirror with my bald head and say, I am beautiful. And I had to do that every day, y'all.
Hmm.
Every day.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
it had to
Wow.
get on the inside of me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's read some of the comments. Can you see the comments, Grace?
Go ahead and read them, Felicia.
I can't. I don't have my glasses.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
CJ Boyd
Yeah.
says, you will be surprised colorism is all around the world.
Mm.
I've seen some skin bleaching products in Africa.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've heard of that too.
Yeah. That is. And let me tell you, that skin bleaching thing, they do it to children from when they're very, very young. Always can tell by your knuckles because knuckles get really cracked and the always darker. This is where you can tell right here. And the skin gets, it's sad,
Yeah.
but it does happen. And that
Oh
happens
yeah.
a lot from where I'm from and other parts of Africa. Because the
Wow.
neck and the face don't match. Come on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure. Ben says, I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud.
Yeah.
That's right. Um,
Right.
I was thinking, I love the most beautiful thing about is your mind. And I say that because beauty does fade. As you get older, gravity starts coming, money start coming on your face, your wrist, all these things start happening. And if you don't have that, you have your mind, you have your will, your emotions, all these things. And your mind, because I love my daughter's mind. I love what she thinks. I love her reasons. Sometimes when I'm listening to her, I'm like, girl, do you realize how amazing you are? And sometimes I gotta fight that because she thinks wrong. But the fact of this is the way her mind works, to me, it's if she wanted to out talk those kids, she could.
Mm-hmm.
And she needs to because either that or she's gonna end up fighting. I don't want her to fight, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna meet with them next week, and once to the question, and because I asked with the little boy that did that, like,
Mm-hmm.
what is the punishment? And they said that he has behavioral issues, which I told them I don't care what issues he has. That's not my problem.
I know.
Right.
I'm sorry for
Exactly.
him, but that's between him and his parents. How are you going to make my because I told him where I come from, we believe that every child is our child. So this conversation is not for my daughter, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
what was Listen, y'all, this man has a black wife. So I told him, then you should know, sir, when we have to tell our black sons not to wear hoodies on and go into the store, and because you 14 years old and you're 6 feet tall, they don't see a 14-year-old boy. They see a threat because he's so big. So I don't know what conversations you having with your kids, but this is what I have to have with my kids. You are a black boy. You cannot be emotional because then people feel threatened. It is what it is. So every time he said something that I didn't like, I just sighed and looked at the window, but I was controlling myself and I was praying because y'all, I was fired up. I had to pray. Before I went in, I prayed. While I was talking to him, I was speaking in tongues in my mind because I was like, you're going to piss me off with this bullshit. You know, is racism the same as bullying? Like, is there a handbook for this? What is it? How is this child going to be reprimanded? Well, we haven't fully completed the investigation. So then why am I here now talking to you? What is this meeting for? Because you told me to come today. I'm here.
Well, one of the questions I had is, what type of investigation are you doing? If this child is found guilty, what will be the punishment for that? Because it should be zero tolerance. Because I'm quite sure because it's, to me, it's emotional and verbal violence. It's just as bad and harmful as physical violence. So is there zero tolerance with physical violence? It needs to be zero tolerance with verbal violence and emotional violence.
I agree.
So what are the consequences? Or is it just going to be his word against mine? Like, how are you conducting this? I want to know how are you conducting this investigation? Are you watching tapes? What are you doing? You know?
Yeah. Are you bringing the other parents in? Because the other parents should have been in that room with you, Rabia.
I asked, where is the boy's mother? And they said that they don't bring the parents together. I guess maybe in the past somebody must have caught hands or something. I don't know.
That's an emotional thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you talking about my baby, we gonna catch hands. You gonna catch more than hands with me and mine.
Right. And get this though, guys. The 7th grade boys for Halloween dressed up as monkeys. Now I want to paint this picture. Okay. At 7th grade, when you're 12 years old, I'm gonna go to my mom and say, Mom, I want to be a monkey. My first question is, a monkey?
A monkey? Why? No, we're not doing that.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
We're not doing that. And then one of the parents said, because I was reading this group chat, one of the parents was saying, well, you know, my kid is not like that. But your kid was making monkey noises, ma'am. And this is middle school, right? So this is learned behavior. And then they're talking about Trump and Biden. And the boy told Aaliyah, Biden can die. How do you know about Biden and Trump? Because actually, you can't even vote, really.
Right. It's
no, that's just something that they heard, you know. Kids are always listening. Kids are always listening to their parents. And they just adopt those behaviors and ideas. Right. But, you know, when a parent doesn't step up and say, no, you're not going to be a monkey. No, we're not doing that. Johnny,
they're part of the problem.
We're not doing that, Tommy. We're not doing that. Yeah.
Right. And then, one of the parents on the group chat was saying, you know, the way I raise my kids, they don't see color. Ma'am, you are full of shit.
Oh, I hate when people say that.
That makes me cringe. That's like nails on a chalkboard.
I know.
You see color. It's there.
It's there.
We all see color. Hell, the way God created the world, we have red roses, pink roses, baby. Color is
color. I know. I've had somebody tell me that. I'm like, stop.
Like, stop the bullshit. And she was like, yeah, my daughter came to me and said, Mom, thank you for raising me. I wanted to vomit. Stop, baby. You better come with some real shit. Don't talk nonsense to me. So I responded, I said, in 2022, you cannot tell me that nobody knows that if you wear a freaking monkey Halloween suit to school, what the fuck you mean? Oh, excuse me.
Right.
What the hell you mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Stop playing.
I agree.
I agree.
The parents know what it means. Like, don't play dumb. They do. Don't play dumb.
No.
Even when we go to the football games, I see how they look at us. Like, it's obvious.
Right.
My family has been living in Sunnyvale for over 15 years. One time a therapist came to their house and said, how do you guys afford this? Huh?
Seriously?
Well, she got fired. Yeah, she got fired though. She was my niece's therapist, but that's another story.
My girlfriend came up to me today. She told me today, she said, this white woman came up to her and said, is that a wig you're wearing? She said, I
Goodbye.
looked at her and said, why do you want to know? And the
Right.
lady said, well, it looks so nice. And she said, thank you, and walked off. Oh, she's like, black women would not do that. Only, I don't understand why they do that.
It's socially inappropriate. When I get questions like that, is that a wig you're wearing? I was like, do you have on makeup? Or you covering up some wrinkles or something? And they're like, oh, why would you say? I said, because that's a highly personal question. That's none of your business.
That's none of your business. That's
At
That's a
all.
personal question. Do you have a bra on? Do you have underwear on?
like, don't ask me questions like that.
That's none of your business, because and it's a very touchy subject for me and women like me, because
Mhm.
I'm not a wig person, but I suffer from alopecia, and I know women that have cancer that have to wear wigs. People have
Mhm.
different
Right.
situations going on in their life, and it is a
Exactly.
very personal thing, and you don't know what that person is going through.
You don't know.
Exactly.
So that's that's
Exactly.
that's a, that's a really touchy subject for me. When people start talking about personal things like your breast or your this, you don't know what a person has going on. I have friends with breast cancer. I have friends that have cancer that have no hair, and it's
Mhm.
like, to ask that question. We're still in 2022. Go watch TikTok.
I
Go watch.
know.
Go watch YouTube if you
I
want to know
know.
about wigs.
I know. But you know, the what I get the most is, can I touch your hair? I say
No.
no.
Whoa! No, wait,
I'm
y'all.
not an
A
animal.
woman
You can't
asked
pet
me,
me.
hold on.
Mm-mm.
A woman asked me, can she touch my hair because my hair looks soft? No.
No, don't no.
Yeah, like I'm a puppy. Let me touch your hair.
I
Your hair looks
know.
soft.
Let me touch it.
Goodbye.
No. Can
Because
I
I will
touch
fight
your hair?
you.
I was like, no. I don't want. No, thank you.
And we
No.
were at a, but listen, we were at a conference, okay? And I was supposed to do intercessory prayer. Baby, I will beat your behind and then I will go and present and then I will do intercessory prayer. But what the hell you're not going to do is touch my damn hair. Don't
I
ask me
No.
know.
that bullshit.
And the lady's hand was midair when I said no. Can I touch you? I was like, no, 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 thank
No.
you.
Oh,
No.
God.
No.
Like, they be getting bold, though.
I
Yeah.
know.
I was being very sarcastic one day. It was like, y'all, if you catch me on the absolute wrong day, you're gonna get an absolute wrong answer. She asked me, could she touch my hair? I said, sure. Can I touch your boob?
Let me touch your ass while I'm at it. I mean, shit.
She was like,
I
oh,
mean, while
and
we're
I was
there.
like, oh, yeah. She says, well, I didn't know it was that offensive. It is.
Damn, it
I
is.
knew her, but I let her know that's very personal. That's my personal space. Just like
Right.
me touching your boob would be your personal space.
She may have liked it, though. You never know. Just be careful, you know. Ben says color exists. Color exists through people. True.
Read some of the comments.
Um, Wilfredo says, "Good evening, ladies. Hi."
Hi.
Yeah. So that's been what I'm dealing with this week. I know one thing. If you don't give me answers to the questions I had today, we're gonna have a freaking problem. That's what I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing this. And then my son told me, like, even on the football team, their friends joke and say the N word. I said, boy, you letting people joke with you and say the N word? He's like, well, it's my friends. I said, no, no, no. You see, what happens when you get too familiar with the puppy to lick you in your mouth?
Mhm.
That's what's happening.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. You,
That goes to the saying that I tell my kids all the time. Play fights always turn into real fights. So let's not
yeah,
play fight. Let's
I
not
can't
play
play
fight.
fight.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
It'll turn into a real one.
I know
because
because
because if they get used to that behavior and you allow them to be comfortable with that behavior, then they'll take it another step and another step, and then okay, now it's a real fight at
Now
that
it's a
point.
real fight.
Right.
You throw one pillow at me. No.
First
wait,
you say
No. And then you throw
N-word in the
food on me.
song, then you
And then you
say,
throw food
hey,
on
you
me.
my N-word, and then you get too comfortable and you say something that really offends me.
I know.
Becomes a real fight.
And then it becomes like, what? I thought that was okay.
No, it's never
No,
okay.
it's not okay. Don't do that.
I think the thing of it is with play fighting, because to me, if that end of the pillow hits in my eye, I'm gonna beat your ass. I have never been able to play fight. I'm not wrestling. I'm not playing because
I've
once
never.
you hold me and I can't move, and that anxiety starts, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Me
That's
and
just like that slap thing. I couldn't do that where people slap. They,
But
I'm gonna
wait,
slap you. You slap me back. That it's a fight.
I can honestly say me and William do not play fight. No,
you
No,
can't.
no,
I
we do
mean,
not. That's not sexy. That's not sexy,
no,
y'all. That's not sexy. No,
ain't nobody
no.
play fighting.
no.
You should be fighting for real, real.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that
Because
play fight.
then I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
tell you, I don't want to be with you no more. Because then I'm gonna think you're trying to abuse me. No, sir. Not gonna happen. So, guys, I want to transition. Let's talk about our scenario, and I guess we can get into emotional intelligence another time because we're not gonna have enough time to get into everything I wanted to talk about. Hey, Justin.
Hey,
Um,
Justin. Justin.
I know we haven't seen Justin for a minute.
I
So I'm
know.
gonna read the scenario, okay? And this is
Mhm.
from
Hey,
a woman.
Rabia, you're
Hmm.
breaking, you're coming in and out sometimes. So let me read the scenario, okay?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I have it. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about emotional intelligence, maturity. All right.
No,
From an
Kim. Go to
anonymous
the letter.
listener. Huh?
Go to the letter, sister.
All right. From an anonymous sister. Read. Okay. I found out about a month ago that my husband had been texting a young girl, half his
Mm.
age, that he works with, very inappropriate things. He said he wanted a divorce. I did not. Never have wanted that. We have 5 kids. In about a week, he changed his mind. Things were going good, and we wanted to stay together and work it out. He's still working with the girl, though. This past week, I seen he unblocked her on Facebook, and he keeps lying and saying he never did. He won't tell me the truth. So I feel it's safe to assume, since it showed he unblocked her, that he is still in contact with her.
Mhm.
No
How do I
shit, Sherlock.
deal? How do I deal? He wants our marriage to stay intact, but I'm
No, you
supposed to
don't.
just ignore the fact that he's texting a 20-something-year-old girl and working with her every day. Also, I want our marriage to work. I don't want to put our kids through a divorce. He says he won't be treated like a child, and I can't always question him and be suspicious. I need advice.
She pissing me off.
Is she
She
pissing you off,
pissing me off.
Rabia?
Girl,
The sister needs advice.
she pissing me off. She know what she needs to do. Sis is acting dumb. Okay,
Yeah,
Kim. Who's starting this? Do I start?
yeah. You can start.
First of all, he unblocked her on Facebook. And your first question is, what did she say? Uh, okay, first of all, he's inconsistent. Okay, he got 5 kids. We know for one thing that he ejaculated 5 times because she got pregnant. Okay, we know this. If there's one thing he can do, he can make babies. But as far as emotional intelligence goes and maturity, he does not have it. Okay, clearly. So anyway, so now he contacts his girl half the age at work, and then a week later he changes his mind. So basically, he's really inconsistent. He's full of shit. Okay, number one. Okay, then he blocks her, then he unblocks her, and she wants to know what she should do. You asking us what you should do. Goodbye.
First of all, she's sneaking on his Facebook. She's going behind him, checking out what he's doing, what he ain't doing. I don't like people who are in relationships like that where they do not trust each other and they always got to be looking here and looking there to see what that person's up to because they don't believe words that are coming out of their mouth. So then they have to go behind them to find the truth. And then they come back to them with the truth, and the person's like, "What you talking about?" Lying out of their mouth again. Come on. What kind
We
of
need to read
relationship
this
is that?
comment. Can somebody read this?
Mm-hmm.
Justin says, find out what he's missing in you, but sounds like he really wants to. I'm not finding out what I'm missing in me. Your ass is a cheater, and you made a decision. That's the thing that women do. When a man cheats, you want to say, "Oh, something's wrong with me. I'm not pretty. I'm broken." No, your ass is the problem. But people are not
Exactly.
healthy enough to realize that. So what do we do when somebody cheats? We want to find out about the other woman, what she looks like, how fat her ass is, what's stop. We need to stop doing that. Cheating for men is not even about that. Well, it is physical, but it's not about well, I don't show him enough attention. Whatever. If you choose not to be kept, you are not to be kept. That goes for both men and women. So I'm not looking at me to what's missing because bye. Sorry, that's just my whew, I'm not looking at myself.
I think the brother man looked at the 5 kids one day and said, "Nah, I can't divorce her."
It's cheaper,
that's
but
gonna
really
be
though,
that's gonna
it's
be
cheaper
some
to
heavy child support. I want to stay, baby. Let's work it out. Cheaper to
girl, you
keep her.
ain't gonna be able to entertain no hoes because you know why? You ain't gonna have no money.
You don't have no money. Cheaper to keep her. Okay.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
He says, start the divorce process. Absolutely. Because, first of all, are you even using protection, sir? And let's not even talk about the physical. Let's talk about the spiritual. But that's not the type of show, though. But I guess
And why she hung up on that girl being half his age? Why she hung up on that?
because that's what we do when people cheat on us. We focus on the shit that doesn't even matter. She could be 1,000 years old. The fact that he steps out
I
and is
know,
married.
right?
Girl, have you noticed,
Well,
though?
I don't think it's his first time
Oh, no.
because she knows to go check his Facebook. Doesn't matter if he's following this girl on Facebook or not, they still work together. He's with this girl and cheating with this girl out of sheer convenience. That means they could probably leave work together and have sex on lunch break.
Hello.
They can, it's a very
Hello.
convenient relationship. So this is nothing new to her because she knew that he was not remorseful. So she went in and specifically looked to see that he unblocked this lady. She is so deep, 5 kids deep in this relationship that she does not want to leave. She does not, I don't know if she has a job. I don't know if she's working. I don't know what her financial situation is. And maybe that's why she's not trying to hurry up and leave. A lot of the times people do stay for the kids for what reason. I mean, I don't know, but I really have a strong feeling this is not the first time he's done this. And it's not the last.
No, I gotta read this comment. Justin says, pursue whatever she's offering him. I need to elaborate on that because if I think what I think you're saying, no, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong, Justin. So I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, sir. What you mean? What you mean? Because I'm not doing that. You can take your ass. Um, he is cheating. Yeah, he's cheating. He is absolutely. And then, do you think he's using protection? Because I'm always about protection. Because you know that's important. You think he's smart enough to use protection? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But I hate when women blame not getting a divorce on children. I don't want to get a divorce because of the children.
I don't
What
even think it's that,
about
Kim. This
getting a
lady got
divorce
five
because of
kids,
it's just right thing to do?
but she got 5 kids. And like I said, I
That's
don't know what
a
her
lot of
financial
kids.
situation is, but that's
But
a
and
lot.
then too, oh Lord, there is a lot of kids. And how old are these kids? Because she doesn't say
Right,
how old the kids are. So
right.
she probably feels like she probably feels trapped, like there's no way out. Like honestly,
Yeah.
because when you have little kids and 5 of them,
Yes,
Especially if you have 5 under 6 or 5 under
right. You can
7.
pack your bags with 2, but 5,
Yeah.
you like, wait a minute. Do I want to leave this situation?
hey Keisha, nah, you don't want to leave. You be like, I'm gonna stay with the, and then but you're so miserable. Like you're so miserable.
Yeah.
Justin says she's comparing herself to to her. That's why she's on the age. Yeah, you're right. She is.
Yeah.
And you know what? She has looked at every picture, y'all. She has looked at every picture. She knows this woman's curve on the side of her back. She knows that mole that's behind her left ear. She is
She know it all.
investigating.
She
Yep.
know it all.
And you know
Yep.
how we get, okay? She is investigating.
And he's like, he still works, she still works with him. Okay,
Yeah.
what do you want him to do? I mean, honestly, okay, let me play devil advocate for a minute.
Okay.
Let's say that he was, trying to hook up with this 20-year-old. He made a mistake. And I made a mistake. My, I slipped. I made a mistake. Forgive me. And she goes, okay, but you're still working with her. Yeah, but just forgive me. You've forgiven me. Don't ask me questions. Just trust and believe me that whatever I tell you is true. See, the
And
whole
but
truth
have you
thing
noticed though?
it's fractured. It's fractured. Truth is fractured. That's so hard to be in a relationship when truth is fractured, right? In a relationship, you can't get. It's hard to put that thing back together. You know?
And you have to make, as a woman, and this is just as a woman, if you're going to stay, if that's the choice you're deciding you want to do, you're going to have to find a way to find happiness outside of him and not dwell on that. Because if you sit there and you are always thinking about him cheating on you, blah, 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 you know he is, but you decided to stay. So you're going to have to deal with the consequences of staying.
Yeah,
Which
I
me, girl,
agree.
I can have 15 kids. I'm out. I'm out.
I agree.
I'm out.
I
But
agree though,
Not
because
to
she's
mention,
she's choosing to
guys.
stay. She's choosing to stay. So
right,
you have to
Yes.
deal with the ramifications of that,
right,
right?
right.
You
Well,
have
not
to.
to mention, guys, listen, her pH is gonna be off, okay?
Hmm.
She's probably gonna get BV. All these things. Plus, if you broke now, your doctor's bill gonna be high because you're gonna have to go and see why you itching. I mean, there's so many things to this thing. There's a lot. Let me read Keisha's comments. I'm feeling a little stressed, but we'll talk about that later. I say match energy. Go get you a little tender side piece, honey. Just make sure he has a strong back. Then wear his little young ass out. Keisha,
No
Stella
words.
got her groove back.
oh my gosh.
But she
Keisha
ain't
said,
lying
I ain't
though.
staying for the kids. With all due respect, F them kids. Mama gotta get a tooth that thing up. Keisha, sis, I can't do that. I'm gonna be so much better than I was before. Because let me say this. Today I was thinking about my journey, right? Since I've come to this place. And even a few months back, I realized how naive I was. Okay. Sometimes you got to get into situations where you become so uncomfortable that you have to reprogram your mind. Just because somebody says something doesn't mean they are going to do what they say they're going to do. This man said to this
Exactly.
woman, I honor you, I'm married to you, uh, till death do us part. The
Oh,
reality is he hasn't. He has not done that. Okay. For better or for worse. Now, some may argue and say, well, this is a bad place they're in and she should stand by her man. Fuck that shit. No, I'm sorry. At some point, you got to choose yourself. Like, I realize, y'all, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm just like, wow. I had one therapy session with the man 2 weeks ago, right?
uh-huh.
And I said to him, I feel bad about how I feel about a particular family member. And he said the sentence to me. He said, honor the office. When he said that, that guilt left me. So basically, she should honor him as the father of her kids. Thank you for giving me your seat so that I have all I can give you, sir. You ain't getting no sex from me. I ain't cooking your dinner, and I ain't doing your damn laundry because you have made a decision to go outside the marriage and have sex with somebody else. Okay, so wherever you're going, you need to stay over there. Let her cook, clean, and put up with your ass. So honor the office. Yo, when that man told me that, I was free. And so I
Wow.
started incorporating it into all the relationships that I have. Okay, what did I benefit from this relationship? How did it make me better? I can say thank you for giving me insight to this certain thing. I can honor that. But I ain't gonna have you in my life. You are no good for me. You make me anxious. You stress me. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have to be able to separate these things. And I wasn't able to do that. When somebody would say, guard your heart, that the Bible talks about guarding your heart, I didn't know how to do that. It was so black and white for me. Yo, yours girl is a brand new woman. Now I don't give a damn about a lot of things. Like I just, it doesn't affect me. And this from even 4 weeks ago. So it takes somebody to talk to somebody, and you have to make a decision if you want to heal. Oh, girl is pissing me off because she's made a decision to stay in there and be a damn victim. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
We are in
Yeah.
America, guys. If you want to get help, you can get help. If you're going to be on food stamps for a little while or get assistance, then by all means go and do that. But you don't have to allow somebody to walk all over you like you're a damn commode. Shit pisses me off. Okay, I'm done
I
off the soapbox.
I think one quote I heard um that was kind of like, um Tony Braxton's mother said, don't ever ask about the other woman, because once you know it, don't ask about the other woman unless you're, don't look into or ask about the other woman unless you're ready to do something. Because the moment you ask and inquire and search about this other woman, you become the other woman. You become the mistress. You become,
Listen,
because you're so busy investigating and you're so invested in finding out about this woman, you're not the primary person anymore. You've taken the focus off of you. So unless you're ready to leave that office, you leave that position as wife, just leave it alone. And I think a lot of women don't want to do that. It's not healthy, but a lot of women don't
right.
want to do that. It's not
And
healthy. I
then,
mean, it's toxic.
yeah. And making those decisions are not easy. That's the thing,
Mm-mm,
because it don't feel good. It
mm-mm,
hurts. It hurts
mm-hmm.
to have feelings for somebody and then say, okay, I gotta choose myself.
Yep.
You're gonna have to walk yourself through it. I'll give you
Hmm.
another example. The other day I thought I missed a particular person, and I said, wait a minute, what do you miss? Okay, Robbie, what are you missing? I talked myself through. I missed the idea of what the relationship could be. So I really didn't miss the person. I missed what it could be. Once I
Right.
identified that, I was good.
Right.
It's simply
Yeah.
having to walk through these things as you're going and addressing that emotion, feeling that emotion. I
Mm-hmm.
miss the father of my children. I miss, not me, and I'm talking about this woman now because I don't miss his ass, but I
Right.
miss um, us doing certain things, and then she could tell us, well, I thought I would spend the rest of my life with him. That's what I miss. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
miss that stress. I don't miss the anxiety. I don't miss the fact that my coochie was itching every freaking 6 weeks and I gotta go get a damn antibiotic because he's cheating. I mean, be real. You know what I tell people? Take a piece of paper, make a list, write the pros and cons. What does this person bring into my life? How are they helping me get better? Because if you can't help me to get better and actually go towards my goals and build, then you are not good for me. If I have to dumb down who I am for you, sir, then you're not for me. You are not for me. You for somebody else in them streets. You're not for me. To me, it's very black and white and simple. Justin said I was saying that he's wanting to pursue whatever she's offering him. Okay, I understand that because I was like thinking that she should change who she is for this scumbag. Ain't nobody doing that. Mm-mm.
But
Um,
it's hard for a lot of women. Never been hard for me. I'm just going to put that as a preference to choose themselves. It's very hard for a lot of women to choose themselves. Because even like now, my kids are like, I am not motherly. I didn't get that gene. I tried to find it after having 3 kids. I didn't get that gene because I have always learned how to put me first. And that's something that my mom taught me growing up. Like there should be certain things that are just for you. If you work every day and you got bills, she said, I don't care how many bills you got. You take $1 and go do something for yourself. You always got to take care of yourself because how are you going to take care of anybody else if you're not taking care of yourself?
I know. One time I was talking to my Aunt
yes.
Ree, and
Mm-hmm.
my Aunt Ree said, I said, "Ooh, Aunt Ree, I saw this really pretty ring." I was driving to work and I called her and I said, I saw this really pretty ring I want. I said, well, I don't know. And she was like, don't you work? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, then go get it. Like, you work hard every day, go get it. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Right, right. And
The
that's the women in our
wisdom.
family.
But this woman, I mean, we have to look back at this woman though. This woman has 5 children. She
Right.
don't have one child. She has five by
To
this
keep
man.
that man. And
She
I
doesn't
honestly
talk
think
about
each
how
one of them
long
was
they
an
have
affair.
been in a relationship. I don't know if they've been in a relationship for 20 years, if they've been in a relation for 5 years, 5 kids. I don't know how long she's been in a relationship. So it sounds like she's invested a lot. And I think her question at the end was, should I question him? Should I keep questioning him or should I just leave it alone?
In your marriage vows, it says, I belong to you and you belong to me. It doesn't say it exactly that way, but it says that. So if you belong to me, it is your job as a husband to make me feel comfortable. I should be able to ask you anything. I share my most intimate moments with you. My life is literally in your hands. If you go out and sleep, like Grace said, if you go out and sleep with these different women, you put me at risk for AIDS, chlamydia, VD, whatever. My life is literally in your hands, and you're telling me it's a problem with me if I question you.
Yeah, no, fuck you, sir. No,
That part.
no, no. Keisha says, Deb can do them parts if she bakes him one of Medea's sweet potato pies. Woo, Jesus. I mean, Keisha says, approach every relationship with your gangster mentality. Trust me, you'll never get hurt again. Everybody plays a fool, but that doesn't mean keep being a fool. See, I believe that if you really want to live, like truly live and experience life, see, love does not hurt. Okay. It's the shit that people do that hurts you. People's hearts are not broken. Okay. It's expectations that are broken. If you understand that and can, what's the word? Know these things in your mind, even if
Mm-hmm.
you got to talk yourself through it, okay, you'll be fine. You just gotta feel uncomfortable, feel bad, whatever. But people don't want to feel uncomfortable. We want a quick fix, microwave fix. No, to truly live and heal, you gotta sit in your shit. You just do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not. Listen, I'm not. I feel like I'm too old to be continuously repeating patterns.
I know you do get a certain age and you're like, wait a minute, I can't keep going down the same road again. But you
Right.
find people who keep doing it over and over and over again, just like the children of Israel, 40 years going around the same
No,
dang
for
mountain.
real, right?
Come on.
For real. Mika says this is crazy, and unfortunately, in the back of my mind is that she had 5 kids to help keep that man, and he still didn't stop. And you're right.
Mm-hmm.
When
Oh
she
That's
had
yeah,
that
exactly
first
what
kid,
that's
happened.
so true.
man, listen, he kept on cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
fuck you, sir. Like you don't value me. Keisha says, Felicia, I didn't read that in marriage vows. I belong to you and you belong to me. The devil is a lie.
I said I
God.
ad libbed. It didn't say it like that.
Oh my gosh. But I tend to think that this woman is probably a younger woman. But you know what? Let me stop there because you can't even really say that nowadays because there's too many old fools out here. You know,
I don't think
I
she's
mean,
younger. I don't think she's
you don't.
younger. No,
What
I
makes you
think
say that?
because she's focusing so much on how young the girl is that he's talking to.
Ah,
So I think she's trying to say, he's an old fool, this old guy trying to talk to a 20-year-old, what is he doing? What's wrong with him? You know what I'm saying?
he's just a bastard, sweetie. He don't want to be kept. He does not want to be kept.
No.
Papa is a Rolling Stone, sister girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Wherever he laid his head. Anyway, Facebook user says just joined. Hi, who are you, Facebook user? Hi. Um.
Oh God.
Yeah. So then, hold on. This is towards the end of this. She says, "I want our marriage to work. I don't want to put our kids through a divorce. He says he won't be treated like a child, and I can't always question him and be suspicious.
No.
This is narcissism. I see that. This is bullshit.
Yeah. Always treated like a child. Really? You cheated.
You
You
cheated,
know
and I'm
how
treated like a cat.
you know how when someone cheats on you, well, you don't know how this is, but I don't either. But I'm just gonna tell you, when somebody cheats on you and you get back together and it's all love and love, and then one little thing is off, and it's like, wait a minute, that little thing that you're doing now, you did that when you cheated with Tiffany.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna question you. I'm
Right.
gonna oh Tiff.
Hi, Tim.
I'm going to question you. I am going to question you, and I'm going to say, hmm, maybe you are cheating again because you did that same thing 5 years ago when you were cheating on me. So yeah,
Yep.
you're going to be
You're exactly
suspicious
right.
because you see the patterns of it. You see what he's doing.
And
Right.
you know your man, okay?
You
You know
know
your
it.
man's
That's
habits.
so
Okay.
true. Come
Yeah.
on.
So let's not play. Justin
I
says
did
you have
look
to
up
make
the
a decision.
right.
Mm-hmm.
I did look up the wedding vows for who's that? Keisha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it did say, and what I was referring to, it doesn't say I'm yours, you're mine, but it says until parted by death. To me, are you trying to bring me to an early death with this AIDS,
Yay.
HIV, and all this
Well,
other stuff?
see,
But
if he would be at an early death if he was with me because I'm gonna wear your ass out. No, but I'm not gonna even do that. I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna do that. And if my
yeah,
kids and I have to eat rice and beans every day, then that's what the hell we're gonna
I
do.
know. Then
Because
let's do it.
see, this is the thing. Life comes in seasons. This hard time is not going to last forever. It's another season will start. Winter is not all freaking 12 months, okay? And that's what
right,
people need to remember. Justin says you have to make a decision. Do you want to trust him or not? I will never
right,
trust him.
right,
He needs to fuck off, is what he needs to do.
But that's the decision, though. That's the decision that this person has to make. Either I'm going to
True.
trust and believe that even though he works with her, and even though he unblocked her, even though he did all that, I still trust you.
He unblocked her because, but you see, even whether he blocks or unblocks her didn't matter because he works with her. So that doesn't
right,
even matter. So
right. It
Keisha
So
doesn't
if
says
you
matter.
too many
guys,
old
so if you
fools.
guys are going to get back together after he cheated with this 20 some years old, you're going to tell him you can't work there anymore. Ooh.
Well, she is a younger woman because if he cheated with a 27-year-old, she's talking about this young woman. She must feel old
Right.
because again, she's talking about this 27-year-old younger woman.
So is she telling this 40-year-old man, hey, you got to stop working there for me to build this trust again?
And that could be a stipulation. You need to
Yeah.
find a new job. If you want to really work this thing out with me, you're gonna have to find a new job because I don't trust you there.
Mm.
Or
Wow.
you can stay there and we can break up. I mean, she has no boundaries. I understand the 5 kids. I understand, like you said, trouble don't last always. I understand it's a little bit more complicated depending on the ages of those kids, but it can still happen. You can still leave. You ain't got a mama, you ain't got a sister, you ain't got nobody you go stay with right quick. You
She
know,
could just leave.
right. You
Well,
don't
I don't know
have
what to do.
nothing. So I don't know. That's a choice.
That
And
is
she's choosing to
definitely.
stay.
She's choosing to stay.
And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Suck it up, buttercup. If you're gonna stay, this is what this is what it is.
Exactly. If you make the decision to stay, you are never going to be at peace. And you're going to
No.
continuously have this never ending itch. Also, that's
No.
another thing. And that
Oh, you can
monostat
be at
bills going to
peace.
go up.
You can be
Mm-mm.
at peace. I know a lot of people who have stayed with their cheater husband and their husband took care of them and it was what it was.
Well, I mean, we don't know their financial status. You're right. I mean, we don't know. Let me read
Right.
some comments. Keisha says, too many old fools and not enough pimps. It's going to take a real one for me to cash in my player card again. Girl, Keisha, sis. Yeah,
Your player card.
Justin says, I say, just get out and go be happy. I agree. Go
I
be
agree.
happy. Just go go be happy.
But
Fine.
see,
And being
define
happy
happy.
doesn't
See, happy to her right now might be
content
having her
with
family
yourself.
together. So you have to define what happy is and what happy
But
is
see,
to her.
guys, being happy doesn't mean you have to have a man. It's truly about contentment with yourself. That man can come later. Because if you don't find happiness, and because clearly you don't value yourself, you put your life at risk every time you lay down with this dude and he ejaculates in your body with no condom. Because I know for sure he does not want to use a condom. Okay? Because he's
No,
selfish
they
like
got
that.
5 kids.
That too. Teacher says all this letter writer lady problems can be solved if she was giving that man more head.
No.
If she was sucking the skin off his big mouth
Hey.
every night on time. I don't know. If you don't want to be kept, you will not be kept. That's bottom line.
Period.
I don't care if you suck the skin off anything, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
Some people
it's
just
not.
cheat because they cheat. They just can't help themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, so I guess final thoughts. I would say leave his ass. Bye. What do
I
you
would
say,
say
Kim?
pull the kids in. We're having a family meeting. We're moving.
And your daddy's a
Yeah,
hoe.
yeah. Your dad is a hoe. We moving. Y'all say y'all goodbyes. I'm out. I'm
Your
out.
daddy's a hoe. So
It ain't
yeah.
working. It ain't about y'all. It's about us. I'm not happy. He apparently ain't happy. So yeah, this right here is over. We moving. Or he's moving. He's getting out. Somebody leaving.
This
Yeah.
is a
I
good
say leave.
comment.
Make a decision, leave. Do whatever you
Yeah.
have to do to leave. You don't have to gather any more evidence, baby. You don't have to have any more evidence. None. You don't have to go to the job. You don't have to see what
No, no,
if there's a
sis.
picture of them. Where was he at last weekend? Stop all the detective work and just leave. That's my
Because
advice.
Sissy was on top of her last weekend. I want you to keep that in your mind.
Well, and again, we don't know what happiness means to her. Everybody's terms are different.
Yeah.
Everybody's approach to it is different. And again, my answer stays the same. Suck it up, buttercup. If you're going to stay, deal with the staying consequences. Stop being a PI. Focus on happiness with your kids because you're not going to get it from him. If you're going to leave, suck it up, buttercup. It may be a struggle, but at least you'll have your freedom and you won't have to deal with that. So
Yeah.
either decision that you make is going to be a consequence.
Yeah.
So, which is more important to you? Your sanity, not having to worry about him anymore, being on your own, trying to figure out how to get your life together with your kids without him, or with him dealing with all of this drama that he has, but you still, quote unquote, have a man in the house. So, you have to
Ooh,
pick your poison.
Pick one.
Yeah, pick
for
your
real.
poison.
I'm gonna read a couple more comments. Justin says you're not happy if you're trying to push a man to be something that he is not willing to be for you. That's a fact. Again, you cannot keep
Yeah.
somebody, man or woman, if they do not want to be kept. Because think about the
Yeah.
temptation that is we facing every day. Think about your
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
inbox. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, girl, there's. I, oh my God, I don't even know who wants to read this comment.
I wear my glasses.
And please don't have baby number 6 and think that
No.
won't work. That ain't
Because
gonna
that
work.
did not work. Keisha said, "Hey, letter writer lady, suck his thing." That's what she said.
What?
Good night. That's what she, girl. That's what she said. She said, "Suck his thing." No, I'm not sucking nothing
No.
because I might get diseased. Because all that stuff that she's facing with the other thing, going to Kroger and getting Monistat every other. No, baby,
Your
that's
lips
too.
will
Uh-uh.
That's
fall
too much.
off.
Ain't nobody
Yes,
doing
you see
that.
the people with all that stuff
Sorry,
around their
Keisha.
mouth.
I don't want them that bad, baby. Don't want them that bad.
For real
She be
though.
walking around here with
Hey.
blisters around her mouth.
And on
Nope.
your face, you can't hide that mess unless you want to wear
Nope.
masks like in
Nope.
2020.
Nope.
Whoo, y'all. But
It's not
anyway,
worth
guys,
it.
yeah, it's not. Nobody should. I mean, even okay. Let's say this. even if she has daughters, if she has sons, they seeing the stuff. They hearing the arguments. You tell kids hear everything. They're hearing everything and they're thinking, oh, this is what we do when we married. They're not
Right.
teaching them monogamy, um, or none of that stuff. Like none. You just like off the check. I'm not doing that. I just can't. I love myself too much to put myself through that.
I know. I had a quick story. I had a friend. Her and her husband were going to get a divorce, and they would never argue in front of the kids. They thought um they were keeping whatever between them, and she said what made her leave was her daughter looked at her and said, "Why are you still with him?
Wow.
Why?"
Wow.
Why are you still with him? And at this time, her daughter was like 15. Like, why are you still with him? Why are you still dealing with this? Because
Wow.
she said she didn't even know they had been, she thought they didn't know they had been fighting. But later she found out that she knew, like my friend would be crying, she would clean her face and, try to put on a good face and da 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 da. And she said one day they had just got into it and she went and cleaned her face and tried to put a good face on. And that's when her daughter said, "Why are you still putting up with this? Why are you still going through this?"
Wow.
15. So kids know. So
Kids absolutely know. You're right.
yeah.
Because I know after my divorce, my daughter said to me, well, I thought you were going to leave dad in middle school.
Right.
Well, listen, and she at this point was in the 11th grade.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
They know.
Yeah, they know.
And I stand by this. It's not divorce that hurts kids, it's the dysfunction that hurts kids. And if people really understand it, you will leave those people before.
Yeah.
But we don't. Oh, I gotta stay with the kids. Let me wait till they graduate, baby. By that time you wait, your youth will be gone from you. Okay,
I
you'll be
know
in your
your youth is
Right.
60s. I ain't giving a
gone.
shit. Gone. But anyway, guys, I enjoyed being back with you, ladies, and we'll see you guys next week. And hopefully,
Okay.
my computer is better by next week. Because if it's not, guys, I don't know what to tell you.